Hello everyone. So today I'll be talking about concurrent audit once again. In fact, I have been receiving multiple requests to record the videos in English as well. So I am recording this video in English, particularly for those who have not watched the Hindi version. So if you have already watched the Hindi version and you are not, you are okay with it and you are doing concurrent audit, then you do not need to go through it. So let us start. First of all, I'll not be talking about how concurrent audit started in the past and how RBI implemented it, and how exactly the agreement is entered into between the firm and the banks. Rather, I'll focusing mainly on the the activities that a concurrent auditor needs to undertake. So let us start. First of all, let me assume that you have been asked by your firm to visit a specific branch. Okay. So one thing is clear, that your firm has entered into an agreement with that specific bank, and that bank has asked your firm to send a representative, maybe a partner or an article, to perform the functions of a concurrent auditor. Okay, so basically concurrent auditing is checking the transactions, be it those related to the loans or those related to saving accounts simultaneously as soon as they are executed or entered into by the bank. Okay, let us say that bank disburses a specific loan. Okay, so it needs to do certain documentation on that documents. On the basis of those documents, it is going to disburse that particular loan. Okay, now the concurrent auditors check those documents and make sure that those documents are in accordance with the provisions of the various laws applicable to the bank. Okay, Banking Regulation Act and RBI Act, as well as the internal regulations and rules or policies of that specific bank. Let us say that now I am taking another example. Let us say that bank has received an application for opening a deposit account. Okay, so again the deposit account is going to be opened on the basis of certain documents. These documents may include the KYC related documents. So concurrent auditors need to check those documents, and they ensure that these documents are in accordance with the KYC policy of the bank, which in turn is based on the policies of the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so the basic function of the concurrent auditors is to make sure that the activities of that specific branch are in accordance with the rules and regulations of the bank itself, as well as the rules and regulations of the RBI. Okay, RBI provides a framework within which banks design their own policies. Okay, you need to make sure that those policies are complied with. So what exactly do the concurrent auditors do? I have just summarized all the activities, but let me elaborate further on this point. So I am starting with the first thing that you need to do when you enter the branch. Okay, so as a concurrent auditor, you just enter the branch and go to the branch manager. You need to have certain documents like your identity card issued by the firm or authorization letter which is issued by the firm. Then you need to have the copy of the email which generally the firm receives from the bank, okay, once their appointment is finalized. So you need to have these documents with you. You go to the branch manager, you approach him, you introduce yourself and present these documents to the branch manager. Otherwise branch manager obviously will not allow you to access their internal systems. So once you have introduced yourself, presented the necessary documents to make sure that you are the right person, the concurrent auditor who has been authorized to audit that specific branch, you will be assigned a computer system. If you are not assigned a computer system, then you can request the branch manager or some other person authorized by the branch manager to assign you a computer system and necessary infrastructure, maybe access to CBS, access to other applications on on which the audit function will be performed, like webcast and Banks Link, etc. So you need to have access to those websites. All these things will be provided by the bank itself. Now, let us assume that you have been provided with a computer system. The next step that you need to take is you need to open the web-based application on which you will be performing your functions as a concurrent auditor. It may be, webcast or some other application on which the audit work will actually be performed. Okay. In addition, you will also need access to CBS, for which the user ID and password will be provided by the bank itself. So you can again request the branch manager or your firm, and the firm will in turn request the person who had signed the contract with the firm to provide these details. Okay, so once you have ID and password, you need to log in, and you will start seeing some sections, some options such as audit and reports, etc. So once you click on the audit part, I mean, since I do not have the system right in front of me, I cannot actually tell you which option you will see, but roughly it is going to be the same. So once you click on the audit section, you will start seeing the names of the various borrowers. You need to click on those names to open the value statements, and you need to approach the branch manager or some other staff to ask for the documents that are related to that specific borrower. Let us say that you logged into web-based concurrent audit system, and you are seeing a specific borrower which you need to audit. So what you need to do is to ask a staff, bank staff or the manager itself. Manager will assign some other staff to you who will be providing all the necessary documents. Now, if you have the loan documents, you need to check all the details, like whether the borrower has placed his signature on the loan file or not, whether they have affixed the photographs or not, whether they have signed, executed the loan agreement properly or not, whether some important terms have been mentioned correctly, whether the rate of interest has been applied correctly or not. Then if you find any deficiency, you need to mention that deficiency in the web-based concurrent audit system itself, and that report, whatever you write in the web-based concurrent audit system, is internally sent to the branch manager, who rectifies those mistakes, and his rectification will be reflected to you in the webcast system itself, which you will finally be able to close. So hopefully you got the idea. You basically have to check the loan files as well as the KYC part of the deposit accounts, and additionally you may also be required, you will also be required to answer some of the questions, like whether the branch has fire extinguishers or not, whether the locking arrangements are proper or not. In addition, you will also be required to do cash verification, which is a surprise check of the cash balance at the branch. You need to make sure that the cash balance at the branch is same as the reported by the branch to its controlling branch. Then you have to work with detection of revenue leakage. Generally banks tend to pay a lot of attention on this thing, income leakage. Basically it means detection of those instances when bank has failed to collect the charges which it would have, or it was required to collect from the borrowers or the depositors, okay, for the services it provides. In fact, the bank branch will provide a list of the charges. You need to make a request, you need to request the branch manager to provide you with a list of charges, and accordingly you need to check the relevant account to make sure whether these charges have been collected from that specific account or not. So that is what exactly a concurrent auditor does in a bank branch. The type of loans will depend on what kind of branch it is. For instance, it may be a retail asset hub, which will basically be sanctioning and or disbursing, disbursing. In fact, disbursal is done by the retail branches, but retail asset hubs generally sanction the loans like home loans and car loans or education loans, etc. So you also need to understand what type of branch you are auditing. It is very important to define or to draw a specific limit as to, or to understand what exactly you are going to do in that specific branch. So hopefully you got a rough idea as to what exactly you are required to do in that branch. So thank you. If you had the opportunity to learn something from this video, then I'll request you to please subscribe to it and share it with your friends.